Hello, Mid-Michigan, and welcome to High School Championship Baseball on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. The Fulton Pirates, the Sacred Heart Academy Irish are who we've got here in Game 1. Portland St. Pat's already defeated Maple City Glen Lake 9-1. So if our Irish are victorious, that will be game number 2 as of right now, scheduled for a 3 p.m. start. But if we finish a little bit early, that game could move a little bit up. And our plan here at the end of this broadcast is either to stay on through the whole thing or possibly, hopefully, maybe be able to shut things down for a minute, charge up that iPad, and get rolling. It's Chris Bachman here with you at Kellett Field at beautiful Tennyson Stadium on the campus of Central Michigan University for Regional Championship Baseball. Sacred Heart Academy coming in at 34-4, taking on Fulton coming at 26-6. And I believe Portland St. Pat's now on the other side is like 34-2 or something like that. And if you're Fulton, you've been looking forward to this regional for a while now. As I mentioned, they're 26-6 on the year. 4 of their 6 losses are to the other 2 teams here in the regional/quarterfinals. They lost twice to Sacred Heart. Get a chance to revenge that. If they win against Sacred Heart, they'll have a chance to avenge things against Portland St. Pat's. What a good one we've gotten. When they did play earlier this year, Sacred Heart beat Fulton 9-2 and 9-0. This is the Woods Household pregame show coming to you live from our Barberry Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. We're going to send it out here to a quick commercial break to hear from some of our great friends. Again, we might be going, scheduled for a 12:30 start. We might be going a couple minutes early here, and so we're going to send it out to a break. When we come back, I'm going to be joined by Joe Marciando. We're going to talk a little bit about that Beale City game that happened earlier with a 10 a.m. start. It was only like an hour long. What a defensive game that was. We'll talk about that, set you up for first pitch when we come back. It's championship baseball here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Back with more right after this.
Hello, I'm Mike Stanton, and I'm honored to represent the Maryland Chapman Memorial Fund, created to honor Maryland's legacy of generosity, compassion, and commitment to our community. At its core, our mission is simple: to support our youth, remove barriers, and create opportunities for kids to grow, compete, and succeed, both in their community and in the game of life. We are incredibly excited to support the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. They do an outstanding job highlighting student athletes, local schools, and the power of teamwork, shining a light on the hard work and dedication that is often overlooked. This partnership allows us to celebrate not just wins on the field, but character and leadership along the way. At the end of the day, it's about investing in our youth, strengthening our communities, and carrying forward Maryland's spirit of giving. To learn more about the Maryland Chapman Memorial Fund and the events we support, find us on Facebook by searching Maryland Chapman Memorial Fund. Go Blue Jays.
Value is not just a price. When you buy something for your home, it's an investment. Knowing that you're getting a great deal and service after the sale is priceless. At Woods Household, we only carry quality products for your home at competitive prices. Furniture that is attractive and durable. Comfortable mattresses that last for years. Flooring that stands up to wear and tear. These are all products that last by trusted name brands like FlexSteel, Serta, Whirlpool, and many more. So shop the Woods way.
Mumford Oil and Gas Supply is your one-stop shop for top quality products and procurement in the Michigan oil and gas industry. With over 45 years of experience and a strong commitment to customer satisfaction, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply delivers the best solutions for your oil and gas production, drilling, and service needs. If you need it, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply can get it. Visit them on Fancher Day or give them a call at 989-317-8582. Malley Construction in Mount Pleasant are experts in residential and commercial construction. From poured walls, flat work, pipe work, and road work, Malley Construction does it all. And they are Michigan Department of Transportation pre-qualified. Malley Construction is family-owned and a proud supporter of local high school sports. Bryce Updegraff with Brady Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates thanks the coaches and officials who put in the time to help student athletes achieve their dreams and goals. For all of your real estate needs, the Bryce is right with Bryce Updegraff. With Brady Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, 989-620-6595. The Diner, where homemade favorites come to life every day for breakfast and lunch. From fluffy pancakes to savory sandwiches, The Diner has your cravings covered. Discover the perfect blend of comfort food and camaraderie at The Diner. Join them every Friday night for their famous fish fry. The Diner on North Mission, Mount Pleasant. Hiring a cleaning service doesn't mean you're lazy. Martinez Cleaning knows it means you value your time and want to come home and relax and not worry about the mess. Martinez Cleaning allows you to do just that. Come home and relax to a nice clean home. Schedule your appointment and learn more by visiting Martinez Cleaning on Facebook or call today at 989-289-8615.
Back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Chris Bachman and now joined by Joe Marciano from the Gratiot Isabella Technical Education Center, head of the digital media there, and he was kind enough to get up early and call that Beal City Fowler game for me. Is that the fastest broadcast you've ever done? Let's start with that question.
I think so. I looked at the phone when we got started, and Brady, I think it was right after 10 o'clock, like 10:01. Then I looked at the phone at the end of the game, and it was 10:59. So like a 58-minute game. Possibly.
And what you had was essentially two all-star defenses going at it. You and Brady were just telling me there was a three-pitch inning for each team defensively, but it was three hard-hit balls, just good plays being made in the field.
Good plays being made all day. I made the reference that, ESPN might be here because we're seeing some web gems, but it was back-to-back-to-back. Both pitchers were attacking the strike zone, every single batter. It was... it was 0-0 through the entire game. I think you were there.
Yeah, I was there with Fowler. I think it was the fourth or fifth inning. They got that one hit to the outfield. And it was just kind of a blooper that brought in that girl from second. And then I saw a web gem that you were talking about. A Fowler girl just absolutely made a sweet snag to rob Beal City of getting a run when they had a runner at second base with 2 outs. And so it was just one of those games very similar to the Sacred Heart Beal City baseball game from the district championship. It was just clean all over the place. You could go up and hit it really well, but that's why baseball, softball is so difficult. Sometimes you just hit it at somebody.
We talk about defense wins championships, and both teams had runners on multiple times. And then the defense would get out of the inning and get out of the inning and get out of the inning until that one runner slipped past and got through to home plate.
Yep, just one more timely hit was the difference, but what a year for the Beal City girls. They finished, I think, 26 or 27-12 or something like that to end the year. Just an unbelievable game, but we've got a good one here today. I'm going to ask you this one question. Have you seen Brady Davis pitch yet?
I have not. So that's why I had to get here to watch this game. We got wrapped up with ours so quickly that I thought, let's get to Tennyson Stadium so we can watch the game with Chris. But, yeah, if you're watching along with us, it is a beautiful atmosphere here.
Yeah, but I'm still going to say you got time to still come out and support these Irish boys because you can go back and watch this. It'll be on Facebook now for 30 days, but it's on YouTube forever. And so it's going to be a good one here today. Joe, I'm going to let you sign off because they're doing announcements, might be going to the national anthem. When we come back, more Woods Household pregame show. We'll go through the starting lineups. I got a couple keys to victory for this one. But, Joe, to you and Brady, thank you again so much for going and covering that Beal City softball. I had a ton of positive feedback, talk about how great you guys are. And you guys left the comments on, and there were no bad comments. That's how you know you did a really, really good job there.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
But Chris Bachman, Joe Marciano sign off for a moment. Back with more Woods Household pregame show right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Weaveridge Financial knows it can be incredibly overwhelming to navigate the world of financial planning. With trusted guidance and easy-to-understand advice, you can feel comfortable in your financial future with Weaveridge Financial. Weaveridge Financial assists people in all stages of life with a specialization in retirement and investment planning. Experience the power of working with an advisor dedicated to your success. Visit WeaveridgeFinancial.com. Visit them in downtown Mount Pleasant. Call or text 989-953-7888. Weaveridge Financial, member SIPC. Martinez Painting, Central Michigan's trusted painting professionals. They specialize in both interior and exterior jobs for your home and business. No matter how big or how small the job, they transform any space with quality and precision. Learn more by visiting Martinez Painting on Facebook today or give them a call at 989-317-5536. All Seasons Fireworks is a big fan of all the athletes, coaches, officials, and volunteers who make high school sports happen. To make your next event bigger and brighter, stop by All Seasons Fireworks on M20 in Mount Pleasant. Graduations, birthdays, weddings, or a big win become more memorable underneath a night sky lit up by the magic of fireworks. All Seasons Fireworks on M20 in Mount Pleasant. When your team or business needs to look good, don't get left hanging. Call or stop by Hanging by a Thread in Wademan, the official embroiders for the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Hanging by a Thread, a proud supporter of local schools.
GNS Mechanical in Wademan offers service and installation on everything for your home and business. From a simple filter replacement to furnace, central air service, and install, geothermal, and walk-in coolers and freezers. If you have a need, GNS Mechanical has a solution. Learn more at gnsmechanical.com or call 989-644-2106.
Imagine a home that reflects your style. With WW Construction, that dream will become a reality. As a trusted Mid-Michigan builder, WW Construction specializes in builds and remodels that turn ordinary spaces into extraordinary ones. Join the growing family of homeowners who trust WW Construction for quality and craftsmanship. Call WW Construction today at 989-621-2722 to make your dreams a reality.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Thank you so much for tuning in to our Woods Household pregame show. Noah Zion is into the batter's box. Sattler is on the mound, getting ready to go for Fulton. Key to victory in this game. You beat Fulton 9-0 and 9-2 earlier this year. If you get ahead, I think Davis is going to cruise like we saw on Wednesday when him and Noah Zion combined for technically a no-hitter shutout as there was an error in there. If we're tied in the fourth inning or so, I think that's where Fulton gains some confidence and really has a shot in this game. You look at these records, 34-4 Sacred Heart, 26-6 Fulton, but 2 of Fulton's 6 losses are to Sacred Heart Academy, and Portland St. Pat's is awaiting the winner of this game. They've already beaten Sacred Heart. They've already beaten Portland St. Pat's, but St. Pat's did not see Nate Seiler on the mound earlier this year. He is going to be ready to go for Game 2 if Game 1 goes well for the Irish. We are ready to go. Starting lineup for the Irish. They'll be the away team in this one. Leading things off, number 3, playing at third base, Mr. Noah Zion. Second, number 5, Tegan Duffy, playing out in center field, batting on the 3 spot, who'll be on the bump in this one. Number 11, Brady Davis. Nate Seiler, the shortstop, will be hitting cleanup, wearing number 13, batting 5th, playing first base. Number 9, Hank McDonald, batting 6th, behind the plate. Number 1 is Brody Collin. The DH, Caleb Strauch, hitting number 7, wearing 20. Jaxon Moore, number 7, playing second base, hitting in the 8th spot. And Nico Vasquez, wearing number 12, playing out left field, hitting in the 9th spot. And in the field for Caleb Strauch is Maxim Boykin Lynch out in right field. The first pitch to Noah Zion is going to miss, ball 1. And when Zion's got on base this year, he has scored 75 to 80% of the time. And so when you come up here, the last thing you can do is walk Mr. Zion as the leadoff man. It's quickly a 2-0 count for Sattler. Zion digs back in on the right side. Irish out here with the red jerseys, the green lettering, the red helmets, and the white pants. Fulton out here in the navy blue and white pinstripes. That one is over for a strike. 2-1, and now the count to Mr. Noah Zion. Here comes the pitch from Sattler. Zion with a check swing on that one. It's going to be called ball 3. And some of these Fulton names might sound familiar from a basketball season, maybe a football season from a couple years ago. I know a couple names sticks out to me. One is Parker Billings. Big cut that time. Zion swinging for the fences. He swings through it. It's now 3-2. Just underway here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Thanks so much for tuning into that Woods Household pregame show. Also love to Barberry Law, Gates Drilling and Service, Bill's Custom Fab. Here comes a grounder. It's a chopper towards third, and Billings, the speed of Zion, will he get there? He's going to beat it out as the throw took the first baseman, Jaxon, off the bag, or Jason off the bag, pardon me. It's Gibby Jason over there at first base, one of those names that's got the double first name, can throw you for a loop every once in a while. But he got pulled off the bag on the throw, which allowed Noah Zion to slam on that bag safely. The leadoff runner is on for Sacred Heart Academy. They've got it ruled as an error on the scoreboard here, but I've got those taken off. The Spockman box score is what we're going to be going by in most of this one, and he doesn't have a whole lot of errors out there because my rule is, if I can't make the play, I'm not ruling an error on that youngster out there trying to make it. Tegan Duffy looks down the first baseline after taking ball 1, steps back in. See if Zion goes here. He's actually going to be diving back into first base. Quick throw over from Sattler to Gibby Jason. Sattler back to the top of the bump. That back foot on the rubber, winds and deals. That one's actually going to hit off the bat of Tegan Duffy as he went to check swings. Kind of some bad luck there for Duffy. The count now 1-1. So Chris Bachman with you here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Sacred Heart Academy, the Beale City Girls already falling earlier today, 1-0 to Fowler. Other score we got to check in on. Here comes a grounder towards second. It's going to eat up the second baseman. Duffy's safe at first. The ball's going to get away from Jaxon as well, which will allow Zion to slide in. Well, not slide in, glide into third base, I should say. And so that's technically going to be back-to-back errors. The Spotman box score has got a back-to-back singles, but you've now got runners on the corners. Nobody out. And the senior superstar, Brady Davis, is heading to the plate. Shout out to his mom, Krista Davis, who I know is tuning in. Davis on the regular season, a .539 batting average, .650 on base percentage, 42 RBI. Check the runner over at first. Back in time is Duffy, and that's a dangerous throw over to first. Zion's a really good base runner. If they check him again, watch out for Zion possibly going home. Davis digs in on the left side, waiting for the first pitch. He's going to ground it towards first base and Gibby Jaxon. They're going to get the out at first, but the runner moves up and the run comes in. We're going to call that a sacrifice there from Mr. Brady Davis. We're going to give an RBI as well. He moves Duffy up to second base. He brings in that run. It's 1-0, Sacred Heart Academy. I'll go back to that key to victory. Get a lead early, and I feel like Davis could cruise in this one. You've already got a 1-0 lead before he's even going to take the mound. That is a big, big deal for Sacred Heart Academy here in this one. Check the runner at second. Pitch coming to the cleanup hitter, Nate Seiler. It's going to be inside for ball one. We've got one out here, top of the first inning. What a start for Sacred Heart Academy as they've already got a run across the board. This one's going to be popped way in the air. It's going to get down in center field. It will not allow the runner to move up. Just a little bit of a blooper right there, but Seiler will take it. You've got runners on first and second, still just one out, and now coming to the plate is Hank McDonald, who ranks number 1 all-time for RBI in a season this year. He's got the all-time record. He said it was 62. I believe his number's now at 64 or 65 on the year. Sattler checks the runner at second. They're going to throw it back there. Diving back in is Davis, the second baseman and shortstop. Almost collide there to send the ball to the outfield. It's not very clean right now. For Fulton in the field. Already with 2 errors, almost another one there. This one smoked out to her left center field. It's over both of the outfielders' heads. It's up against the wall for Hank McDonald. 1 run is in. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. McDonald is going to slide into third base with a 2 RBI triple. What a start for Sacred Heart Academy. They lead it 3-0. The only out so far is essentially a sacrifice out from Brady Davis. It's 3-0 Irish here in the top of the first inning with Brody Collins stepping to the plate. Score update brought to you by Brad Mallywell Drilling, Mallett Construction, and Clark Modular Homes. Up in Sault Ste. Marie, it's the top of the 7th inning. The Shepherd girls have 2 outs, but the tying run is at the plate with Lexi Smith. Carly DuBois is on first base. So big things happening up in Sault Ste. Marie. 8-6, Gaylord leads the Shepherd Lady Jays. The Shepherd Blue Jays win that game, they would be in the regional championship later today. Collin looking to drop the bunt down the first baseline. It's going to go foul for strike 2. That will take the bunt out of play now. The Irish already ahead 3-0. A single from Zion, he came around to score. A single from Duffy, he came around to score. It was a sacrifice RBI from Brady Davis to bring in Zion. Then Seiler singled, and it was a 2 RBI triple from Hank McDonald. Just what I said the Irish needed to do early in this one. There's going to get away from the catcher. Hank McDonald charging in. He's going to score as well on the pass ball. Talk about a great start for Hank McDonald, the 2 RBI triple, and then he come in on the pass ball without even having Brody Collins have to swing the bat. He wanted to try and drop down the squeeze bunt, but now he's just going to be able to swing away as the bases are empty. 4 runs across here in the first inning for Sacred Heart Academy. What a start. 1-2 count as the catcher, Brody Collins, steps back to the plate. He's going to take that one outside. 2-2 now the count. More love, J&J Auto. Just saw a big J&J Auto collision report. Weber Brothers Sawmill Timber of the Game type stuff there from Hank McDonald moments ago. Also love the Blocko Pools and Spas, Conwinski Construction, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, ENS Graphics, Mount Pleasant Automotive, and Bryce Updegraff, Joe Wentworth, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates. Collin was down the count 0-2. He's now battled back. It's 3-2. Catcher digs back in. He's going to put this one in play towards second base. Good play out there at second, this time from Crawl. Will get it over to first in time for the out. So ground out there for the second out of the inning, but already a ton of damage done by the Irish here in the top of the first inning with that crooked number on the scoreboard. Caleb Strauch now stepping to the plate for Sacred Heart Academy. It's Bryson Sadler on the mound, Gibby Jason at first, Parker Billings at third. It's Burley behind the plate, Beltnick at short, Crawl at second, Taylor out in left field, Cunningham in center, and Cole Blantz out in right field defensively for the Fulton Pirates. First pitch to Strauch is going to be over for a strike. DH stands back in at the right side, waves the bat over the back right shoulder, waits for the next one. It's going to be on the outside corner. Maybe Sadler's starting to settle in here a little bit, but already a lot of damage done before he could do so. He's painting the corners here against Strauch, looking really good. Here comes the 0-2 to Caleb Strauch. Check swing there. They're going to say he did not go around. Some of the Fulton Pirates were ready to head to the dugout there, but Strauch is going to be able to step back in and have new life. Right foot back on that rubber, winding and dealing. That one's going to miss as well. 2-2, or 1-2, pardon me. No, it is 2-2. You know, Spockman and Manatee are always a bit of a struggle. Strauch digging back in. Already 4-0 Sacred Heart with the lead. Strauch's going to take that one. It's just low. That'll run the count full. Strauch waves that bat ready for the payoff pitch. He's going to foul this one off to stay alive. Great at bat right here from Caleb Strauch. He's fouled off a couple. This is going to be pitch number 8 of the at bat upcoming here for Strauch. Here comes the 3-2 once again. That one's going to be low for ball 4. The inning continues with Jackson Moore coming to the plate, and we'll probably see Maxim Boykin Lynch come in to run for Caleb Strauch here in this situation. Nope, actually, I think Strauch's going to stay out there to run. And score update, it looks like Gaylord is going to win it. It says it's heading to the bottom of the 7th inning, but if you're Gaylord coming up in the bottom of the 7th, you've already got the lead. 8-6 looks like it's going to be the final. They're still waiting for it to say final on of the game changer. So it looks like our two ultra-local softball teams in the area have bowed out, with Shepherd falling 8-6 to Gaylord and Beale City falling 1-0 to Fowler. Moore is going to put this one in play towards first base. Grabbing it's going to be Gibby Jason. He'll step on the bag to end the inning, but damage was done. The Irish put a big 4 spot on the board in the top of the first inning. Technically just 2 hits when you look at that scoreboard. 1 left on, but I mentioned it in the pregame. You give a few runs to Mr. Brady Davis, he's going to go out there and feel pretty darn comfortable. Brady Davis is the all-time wins leader for Sacred Heart Academy baseball that goes back a long, long way. And you know the records that Earl Hartman keeps, they're really good as well. And so what a career Mr. Brady Davis has had. A big congratulations to him. I think when he set the record, it went to 33 wins. He's now piled up at least 1 more. And so a record that's not going to be easy to break. But then again, there's a junior who's going to have another 3rd year to come out and pitch, and Mr. Nate Gator Seiler. And so see how long Davis has that record for. Seiler doesn't break it, I think it'll go for a long, long time. Davis out there, a few more warm-up pitches. Looks like he's got that bender going. More love to our friends, Mount Pleasant Public Schools, Jennifer Luger and the crew, Martinez Lawn Care, Martinez Painting, and Martinez Cleaning, Bogwai, Banga, and Bradley, Powell Frame and Collision, Dixova Auto Sales, Brickner and Bunker Farm Bureau Insurance Group here in Mount Pleasant, Block Electric Company, The Diner, WW Construction, All Seasons Fireworks, Pier Plumbing, the official embroiderer of the Mid-Michigan Sports Network, hanging by a thread, GNS Mechanical, and our friends at the Maryland Chapman Memorial Fund. Also love Kenneth Egger at EDS, the Fisher Company, Central Concrete, Central Asphalt and Fisher Transportation, Gross Farms and Brad Gross Electric, Schaefer's Bait and Sporting Goods, Almost Up North, Stitches for Britches, Doozy's Ice Cream Place, Boomer's Lawn Care, Barry Funeral Home, A Dog Central, Sydney's Judge's Bench, the Beale City Village Store, always my last stop before an Aggie game. Almost felt weird not being able to go there, going out to the Sacred Heart ball fields for that game earlier. Here comes the first pitch from Brady Davis, and we foul it down to the first baseline. More love, Smith & Sons, Mount Pleasant Heating and AC, the Isabella Community Sportsplex, CNC Enterprises, and Dance Again, the rest shop in Wademan. 4-0 the score as Brady Davis takes the mound. Again, with that powerful offense of Sacred Heart Academy this year, there's been a number of games where he's gone out there with a crooked number in the lead at the bottom of the first inning, but doing it here in a regional championship, it's just got to give you a little extra sigh of relief. Those butterflies, if Brady Davis had 30, 40 butterflies floating around in his stomach, there's probably only about 10 or 15 now as he's got that 4-0 lead, and he gets the punch out as well to start the game. Cunningham goes down on strikes. It's in the dirt, but the throw down to first base is in time. A 3-pitch strikeout there for Brady Davis. Parker Billings now stepping to the plate. He is one of those names that I remember from football, remember from basketball. He is an all-sports superstar for the Fulton Pirates. He wears number 99 stepping into the right side of the box, and he is a big kid. Still got a lot of speed, but if he gets a hold of one, he's capable of sending out to that 375 mark here at Central Michigan University. It's 330 down the foul lines. 375 out in center field, or out in left center and right center, and out in center field it's 400. First pitch to Billings is going to miss. Lefty Davis winds and deals. This one's going to be fouled off down the first baseline out of play. 4-0 Sacred Heart Academy with the lead here in the bottom of the first inning. What a start for the Irish, putting 4 on the board. A little J&J Auto collision report. Weber Brothers Sawmill, timber of the game, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply drill of the game alert already from Hank McDonald in the top of that first inning with the 2 RBI stand-up triple. I guess he slid in, but it could have been a stand-up triple. That one's also fouled off by Billings. The count's now 1-2. Billings steps out, steps back in. Brady Davis on the mound. He's got the sign from Colin behind the plate looking for the bender. It's going to stay outside. 2-2 now, the count to Parker Billings. Billings digging back in on that right side. Davis ready with the 2-2. Just missing that inside corner. It's going to run the count full to 3-2. Bryson Sattler, the pitching counterpart for Brady Davis, is on deck. Davis slowly back to the rubber. Sets, winds, and deals at the 3-2. It's just going to miss high for ball 4. Billings was already tossing the bat. Sometimes when you see that, the umpire wants to ring him up, but it was definitely outside. So ball 4, Billings will take first base as Bryson Sattler now comes to the plate. I talked about the Irish getting up early in this game being a big deal. You don't want to let Fulton come back, but the top of this Fulton lineup is elite. They're going to put up some runs here today, especially you got some guys that are seniors, that senioritis, knowing this might be their last time out. First pitch swinging at it, Sattler. It's going to be fouled down the first baseline. McDonald makes the catch. Him and Colin actually bump into each other, and Colin is actually down on the ground right now. He might have a little bit of hitch in his giddy-up that might have caught him in the face, and really great sportsmanship from the Fulton bench as they come out and check on him immediately. But what a catch in foul territory. It's just a pop out to first base in the box score, but that's a huge, huge deal. And Brady Davis over there making sure his catcher is good to go. I think what happened is when Hank McDonald went up to catch that baseball, he caught Mr. Collin in the head. And so Colin is out there. They got the towel on his head. He might have some blood coming out. We're going to take a break here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network as they check on Mr. Brody Collin. This could be a big situation in this game because Brody Collin is the guy that's always out there catching for Brady Davis. And so we'll take a break while they check on Mr. Collin. We'll come back right after this. As I can say, though, Mr. Collin, it's a lot tougher than I am. If he can come back in this game, he's going to make it happen. Back with more Irish Championship Baseball right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Weber Brothers Sawmill has been in the sawmill and logging business since 1950. Weber Brothers Sawmill buys standing timber and logs all over central and northern Michigan with National Hardwood Lumber Association certification. You can be assured of a professional job, from the marking and cruising of your woods through the harvest. Weber Brothers Sawmill is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes.
J&J Auto in Wademan is Mid-Michigan's elite automotive repair shop. J&J Auto offers complete collision repair and mechanical repair. Stop by on Wademan Road or call them today at 989-644-8908. J&J Auto, proud supporters of high school student athletes. Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back inside our Barberry Law Studios here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. And Colin with that towel out there, I think he probably had a little bit of blood squirting out. And so him being the catcher, it's going to take a moment for Sacred Heart to get another catcher out there in the gear. And it's usually Hank McDonald catching for Gator Seiler and kind of Brody Collin catching for everybody else. And so this is a huge, huge moment in this ball game. Passed balls in high school baseball can be a big deal. And Brady Davis, he's got some sick movement out there, and so a big decision for Coach McDonald, Coach Hartman, and the crew. Who will they bring in here to replace Brody Collin if he's not able to come back into this game? I'm going to send it out to another commercial break here as we wait for word to see if Collin's going to be come back. Everybody's kind of in the dugout checking things out right now, but hopefully Brody Collin will be able to come back and go. He might have to go to the hospital, get stitches, come back for the next game, but we're going to take another break here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network while they check on Mr. Brody Collin, make sure he is good to go. We'll be back with more Irish baseball right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Mount Pleasant Automotive on Mission has been serving local auto shops and do-it-yourselfers since 1988. Mount Pleasant Automotive is locally owned and carries all the auto part, car care products, and auto maintenance supplies you will need. Visit them online at mtpleasantautomotive.com. Mount Pleasant Automotive, caring for our cars and our local student athletes. Konwinski Construction offers a full range of construction services on small and large projects. Konwinski Construction is a leader in the community and are proud to support those student athletes who will be leading our community tomorrow. Konwinski Construction on Gover Parkway, Mount Pleasant.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network, and it does not look like Brody Collins is going to be able to come right back into this game, and so heading out there to maybe warm up a bit. We will see who will be taking things from behind the plate. Right now it's Charlie Montrose that's going to be throwing on the catcher's mask and the catcher's mitt here for a moment, but doesn't look like he's putting on all the catcher's gear. And so I imagine Hank McDonald is now going to come in. But this is a big, big deal right now in this ball game, in particular because it's so early. We're in the bottom of the first inning. There's 2 outs. There's a runner on first base for the Fulton Pirates and Parker Billings, with the cleanup hitter, Robert Krall, coming to the plate as well. So Brady Davis out there throwing some warm-up pitches to Charlie Montrose. And again, if you're Fulton, you're really paying attention to everything behind the plate right now. If it's not a super experienced catcher back there, and that's the other thing, you talk about the 1-2 punch that you've got with Noah Zion and Nate Seiler. You've also got that 1-2 punch behind the plate as well with Brody Collin and Hank McDonald. McDonald, if he's got to go back there and catch 2 games, that could hurt him at the plate a little bit. And you know what he's done this year. He is the all-time season leader in RBI for a season for this historic Sacred Heart Academy baseball program. And so that's going to be a big deal. We do got a few warm-ups being taken out there right now. And so I don't think it's going to be Charlie Montrose behind the plate. I just think he's taking a few pitches right now to make sure Brady Davis is ready to go. But again, another shout out to everybody here. Fulton, the CMU training staff, they were right on top of everything to make sure Brody Collin is okay. We're coming to you live from the Barberry Law Studios on the campus of Central Michigan University for this one here today. Also love to Gates Drilling and Service, Bill's Custom Fab, The Bird All-American Grill, Weef Rich Financial, Woods Household Appliance, Brad Malley Well Drilling, Malley Construction, and Clark Modular Homes. Also love to J&J Auto, Blocko Pools and Spas, Konwinski Construction, Weber Brothers Sawmill, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, E&S Graphics, Mount Pleasant Automotive, and Bryce Up to Grab at Joe Wentworth, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, our sponsor of Closing the Deal. Brady Davis, capable of closing the deal on this game with just this 4-0 lead for Sacred Heart Academy. That's how dominant he can be on the mound. But again, right now, a bit of a delay that can kind of throw everybody off. And if you're Sacred Heart Academy, the last thing you wanted was this type of delay, scoring those 4 runs in the top of the first, coming out here in the bottom of the first inning, looking like you're going to come out of it clean. You get that second out with a catch in foul territory. But now things are just delayed here a little bit at Central Michigan University. So we're going to pull that game changer back up here in just a moment. Score updates brought to you by Clark Modular Homes, Malley Construction, and Brad Malley Well Drilling. So it still says live on the Gaylord Varsity Blue Devils and the Shepherd Blue Jays. It says it's delayed, but it was 8-6 going to the bottom of the 7th inning, so I'm pretty sure that Gaylord was victorious in that game. We already know it was Fowler knocking off the Beale City Girls in our first game earlier today on Facebook. Big shout out to Joe Marciano and Brady Edwards for calling that game for me to make sure I did not miss any action here. Montrose out there still taking a few warm-up pitches. And we do got a new youngster heading over towards first base. That is Walt McDonald, the lefty. And so seeing that has me thinking Hank McDonald will be behind the plate now for Sacred Heart Academy. But he doesn't catch Brady Davis normally. So you're used to that righty throwing 90 miles an hour coming to you behind the plate. Now you've got the lefty bringing it high 80s, low 90s in Brady Davis. And Hank McDonald already did his work in this game, you could say, with a 2 RBI triple in the first, but now his workload is going to be insurmountably more because it looks like he's going to have to be behind the plate. And actually, they're still out there working on Brody Collins, so maybe they're hoping Collins can come back in this game. But with Walt McDonald at first base, and now I do see big Hank McDonald, all the catching gear on, coming out here again, ready to go. Again, bit of a delay here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. We're still in the bottom of the first inning. Brody Collin, I'll just say, taking one to the schnoz from Hank McDonald as they both went to catch the ball in foul territory. Hank McDonald was able to come up with the baseball, but Collin now out of the game and possibly out for the day here now for Sacred Heart Academy. And so Hank McDonald, he's going to be wearing that catcher's gear a lot today if the Irish are victorious here in game number 1. Him and Brady Davis right now having a conversation and talking with Hank McDonald, and, why doesn't he says, man, that left to right, it can really be different with that spin of the ball trying to be behind the plate catching things. Davis is back on the bump. McDonald is behind the plate. Again, if you're the Fulton coaching staff, you're watching everything right now. You're telling your runners, be a little bit more aggressive here. If you see that ball coming out of the glove, get ready to roll. But the one thing I will say about Hank McDonald, he can catch fastball. We know that with Seiler rolling up there 92, 93, 94 miles an hour, and he made the joke a lot of times of, well, I don't got to do a lot of work back there when Gator's pitching. He just kind of hits my mitt every single time, and so see if that's able to happen here today. But Brady Davis is still on the mound. He's out there throwing some warm-up pitches. Hopefully this delay does not throw off the lefty a little bit. And if you're Fulton with the way this inning started with a strikeout, the walk, and the pop up to first base, probably, and then the 4 runs from Sacred Heart, probably don't mind this delay at all. It's almost like this game is kind of resetting now because we probably played about 10 minutes. Then we had about a 10-minute delay here. Robert Krall stepping to the plate here. This is a big moment in this game. We've got 2 out, runner on first base, bottom of the first inning. How will Sacred Heart Academy react to that injury and Brody Collin have to come out of the game? Davis, the lefty, on the mound, ready to go. First pitch is going to be over for a strike. Again, with Brady Davis, it's not the fastball that's really going to give a whole lot of trouble to McDonald behind the plate. It's going to be that curveball just breaking the complete opposite way as he's used to coming from Seiler. Check throw over to first base. Billings is back easily. Pardon me here for not resetting it onto the scoreboard. Again, not as big a deal when we're not bringing you all the action, but 4-0, Sacred Heart Academy lead. Another check over to first. Billings is kind of a straight-up dive, but his length is able to help him reach out and grab first base. Count remains 0-1. Here comes the pitch. Curveball looked like it broke over the zone, maybe a little too much. I'm going to say it's inside. 1-1 now, the count to Krall. Talked about keys to victory for this game for Sacred Heart Academy. It was getting ahead early. They got ahead with 4 runs in the top of that first inning. Big swing and a miss there. Not catching up to the smoke is Krall. Lincoln Beltnick is on deck, the shortstop for Fulton, hoping he gets an opportunity with a couple runners on and 2 outs. Little choke up of the bat now from Krall. Here comes the pitch. No, a swing and a miss. Brady Davis looking no worse for wear after the short delay as he punches out Krall on 4 pitches to end the first inning. Right at the top of the second inning, and due up for Sacred Academy. It's Nico Vasquez, Noah Zion, and Tegan Duffy. Keep things right here as we were able to play a couple commercial breaks there during that injury timeout. Again, Shout out to Brody Collin. Hopefully he is doing all right. And again, I don't think we're going to see him back in the second game necessarily, but who will now be at the plate hitting for him as well? It's going to be a big deal throughout the rest of the day if you're missing one of your senior leaders in Brody Collin. Nico Vasquez heading to the plate, and then it's back to the top of the order with Noah Zion, Tegan Duffy, and Brady Davis. Another thing to consider here in this situation, if you're Sacred Heart, you put up another crooked number here, do you maybe pull Brady Davis out of the game, bring in Noah Zion, and then you've got Davis and Mr. Seiler for pretty much a full game if need be in game number 2. And you think, well, why would you do that? Last year, that game went 12 innings. I think Seiler, Davis pretty much pitched their fill. You can hear the organ in the background and the smooth voice of Mr. Brenton Scobie. He's doing the PA and stuff here today for Mount Pleasant High School. Coach McIntyre and the crew. And boy, we got a lot going on in Mount Pleasant today. Softball districts for Division 4 over at Sacred Heart Academy Fields. Division 1 softball districts are happening at Mount Pleasant High School. We've got Division 4, or regionals, happening at Mount Pleasant High School. And then here we've got the Division 4 regional final and quarterfinal games. Vasquez takes the first one over for the strike. Second one, they're going to say also hit the inside corner for strike 2. 0-2 now, quickly the count to Nico Vasquez. Take the bunt out of the play for the speedy left fielder. Here comes the 0-2. Got to bend out of the way of that one. Good movement, just didn't bust back over the zone for Bryson Sattler. Count now 1-2. Vasquez digs back in. Here comes the pitch. It's going to bounce up there. It's going to get away from the catcher. 2-2 now the count. Good eye there by Vasquez. Whether it's a split finger or like a 12-6 curve, get ahead in that count. A lot of guys like to try and bounce one up there, see if you can get and chase one. That was just going to miss on the outside. Great eye here from Vasquez as the count is now ran full to 3-2. Last thing you want to do is walk Nico Vasquez in this situation and take it back to the top of the order. Here comes the 3-2 to Vasquez. He's going to foul this one off. Might have gone off his foot, but he looks like he is in good shape. Pitch number 7 of the at-bat upcoming here. One thing Coach McDowell did say to me earlier, the ace was on the mound for Portland St. Pat's in Game 1. I think a lot of people thought that he would be saved until Game 2, but they threw him in Game 1. So, again, all signs pointing positively here for Sacred Heart Academy on this regional championship state quarterfinal Saturday as they're up 4-0 here early. Nico Vasquez goes down on strikes there, swinging at that one, trying to send one to the fences. Great pitch there on a full count from Mr. Sattler. Bender is going to be over for a strike here. I mentioned it looked like Sattler may have settled in late in that first inning, but damage was already done. He's really got some great movement going right now. Check swing that time from Noah Zion. They're going to say held up 1-1 now the count. Bryson Sattler, the righty, steps back out on to the rubber here at Central Michigan University. Winds and deals with the 1-1. That one's going to be on the low inside part of the strike zone for strike 2. 1-2 now the count to Noah Zion. Zion digs back in. Leadoff hitter for the Irish. All-time leading scorer in Sacred Heart Academy boys basketball. Grounder towards short. Long throw by Beltnick. He makes it in time. And so 2 up, 2 down here in the second for Fulton. Strikeout from Vasquez and then the ground out to short from Noah Zion. That'll now bring Tegan Duffy to the plate. Duffy singled and scored in the first inning. And if you looked at an official box score, probably have it as an error, but the Spockman box scores got him with a single. Here comes the pitch. That one's going to be low, 1-0. On deck is Brady Davis, who again the Spockman box scores got him with a sacrifice RBI in his first plate appearance. That one's going to be on the outside part of the zone, 1-1 now the count. 2 down, top of the second inning. The Irish already lead it 4-0. This one's going to be put in play in front of the right fielder. It's going to be a base hit for Duffy, his second single, and in as many innings. Pardon me there. Many and innings aren't two good words to say back-to-back together. Brady Davis now stepping to the plate. As I mentioned, I've got him in the Spockman box score with a sacrifice RBI his first time up. He also moved the runner up to second base. And I don't think that was necessarily his game plan, but it was still a very effective out. And with the speed of Duffy at first, one to the gap here from Brady Davis could definitely score that runner, and Davis is definitely a threat to send one to the gap. And we just look at anybody with over a 600 on-base percentage, it makes you laugh. 539 batting average, 650 on-base percentage to lead the team in both categories. Seiler's at 447, Zion's at 473, Duffy 398, Hank McDonald 425. The other leaders in batting average for Sacred Heart. That one's going to be on the outside corner to Brady Davis, 1-1 now the count. Davis looks down the third baseline to Coach Hartman for the signal. Duffy takes a healthy lead over at first base. Parker Billings holding him on. Here goes Duffy. Here comes the throw out to second base. Sliding in safely as Duffy. Good coverage out in center field on the backup from Cunningham. Doesn't allow Duffy to move up to third base. But once you get to regionals, you wonder about testing that catcher out there. Burley had a pretty darn good throw, but it was just a great jump from Tegan Duffy. Now a runner in scoring position here with 2 outs for Brady Davis. He's made it happen all year long in these situations. He fouls this one off down the third baseline. It'll be out of play and out of the stadium. We're in the second inning. 2-2 count. 2 outs. Whole lot of twos up there. Shout out to Aiden Mindell and Bogwai Bangun Bradley. Here comes a 2-2 to Davis. He's also going to foul this one out of play. Davis steps out, steps back in. Talked with Noah Zion earlier this year. He says this is what Davis does. He just fouls things off until he sees that pitch that he wants, and then he smokes it. He takes that one. Count is now 3-2. At second base is Tegan Duffy. There's 2 down here in the top of the second inning. Check that runner in second, winds and deals. This one's going to be fouled off down the third baseline again. Got a message coming in from Brad Ancliffe asking what happened to Brody Collin. There was a collision down the first baseline with Brody Collin and Hank McDonald both going for a foul ball. I think Collin would have been okay if he had left a catcher's mask on, but since he took it off, kind of took one to the schnoz and didn't see it up close, but there was some towels out there, and so I imagine there was a little bit of blood spewing. Another foul ball there from Brady Davis. We've got pitch number 9 of the at-bat upcoming here for Bryson Sattler and Brady Davis. As mentioned, Zion said it earlier. He just waits till he sees one he wants and then puts it in play, and he's going to draw the walk there. So now 2 on with 2 out for the cleanup hitter, Nate Seiler. He singled his last time up and came around to score. On deck is the catcher, Hank McDonald. He's already had a 2 RBI triple in this game as he smoked one to the MAC NCAA Adidas sign out in left center field at 375 mark. And right now, a little communication here. It was clearly a walk from Brady Davis, but now they're sending him back. Oh, we've got a pinch runner coming in. That's the situation. All right, a little bit of confusion there. It looked like Fulton was going to try and tag out Brady Davis as he was walking back from first base to the dugout for the pinch runner. But Jack McConnell is in to run for Mr. Davis as Seiler digs in on the right side of the plate. Big righty wearing number 13. He'll be on the mound starting the second game versus Portland at St. Pat's. Here comes the first pitch of the at-bat. It's going to be low for ball 1. Runners on first and second. 2 down. There was 2 out as Duffy single stole second base, and then Brady Davis walked on a 9-pitch at-bat. That one's going to miss. Oh, no, it's going to be on the outside part of the zone for a strike to Seiler. 1-1 now the count to Nate Seiler. Got Hank McDonald on deck. You'd love for him to come back up with that 2 RBI triple he's already had. Here comes the 1-1 from Bryson Sattler. It's going to be on the low outside part of the zone for strike 2. And Nate Seiler right now thinking, I hope I get that call in game number 2 when I'm on the mound. Seiler digs back in. Sattler shakes off the first one. Now Seiler calls for time at home plate. Steps out, takes a couple big practice swings. Now steps back in. Sattler has the pitch he wants, checks the runner at second base, winds and deals. It's going to be put in play towards third base. It's going to be a clean play. They're going to try and get the tag. They don't get there. No, they will say they make the tag. Woo, woo, woo. There's a close play. Tegan Duffy out trying to go to third. It's going to be a fielder's choice to end the top of the second inning. 2 runners are left on for Sacred Heart Academy with a walk and a hit, so no runs come across. That's a big deal for Fulton. If Sacred Heart was even able to get 1 right there, it would put the Fulton Pirates in a very, very difficult situation, down 5-0 against an excellent pitcher like Brady Davis. It's Lincoln Beltnick, Jennings Burley, and Eli Koblenz a due up for the Fulton Pirates here in the bottom of inning number 2. Thanks to some of our great sponsors: Bryce Updegraff, Joe Wentworth, Pradam Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, Mount Pleasant Automotive, E&S Graphics, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, Weber Brothers Sawmill, Konwinski Construction, Blockco Pools and Spas, J&J Auto, along with our friends at Malley Construction, Brad Malley Well Drilling, Woods Household Appliance, Weaver Rich Financial, Clark Modular Homes, The Bird All-American Grill, Bill's Custom Fab at Gates Drilling and Service, and Barberry Law. Brady Davis back out there on the mound. Getting ready to roll. Hank McDonald now back behind the plate after the injury to Mr. Brody Kahn. Again, hopefully he is doing all right. It is now official on a game changer. Shepherd Lady Jays falling to Gaylord in Sault Ste. Marie 8-6, and just an epic battle right there. We already know the Beale City girls fell to Fowler 1-0 earlier today. Checking back in. Some other teams now, some of our ultra-local. I guess this is our last ultra-local left now with our 6 schools: Ithaca, Clare, Shepherd, Beale City, Sacred Heart, and Mount Pleasant Sacred Heart Academy. These are the last ones left. So now I'm going to start looking at some things, the Everett Wildcats and whatnot. Everett Wildcats are ahead 5-0 in their game. They're 39-0 on the year, is Coach Gray and the Lady Wildcats, looking to win their second state championship in I think 4 years or something like that. Davis back out on the mound. The first pitch is going to miss to Lincoln Beltnick. Beltnick playing at shortstop in this one for Portland St. Pat's. Here comes the next pitch from Davis. This one's going to be sent high out to left field. Vasquez trying to gather underneath it. He'll be able to make the catch. Again, I don't want to say a can of corn out there because there is a lot of wind, but that is one of the easier plays that Vasquez will have to make in left field there. Jennings Burley now stepping to the plate, playing behind the plate defensively for the Fulton Pirates in this one. The catcher wearing number 11. And Fulton out there in the pinstripes, the white and kind of goldish brown out there. First one's going to miss inside, 1-0 the count. Brady Davis, the lefty, working very quickly here in this situation. Next pitch is going to be over, 1-1. Koblenz on deck. For the Irish, you'd love a 1-2-3 inning here. What a curveball right there. No, they're going to say it just missed high. Really like that movement right there from Brady Davis. Just stayed high right around the shoulders of the hitter Burley. He's the catcher out there. I always joke that the catchers always get a little bit extra out there because they've got that relationship with the umpire. That one misses inside. Burley actually kind of has to jump out of the way of that one. It might have caught him in the ankle if he did not do so. 3-1 now the count. Davis, left foot, back on that rubber as he gets ready to wind and deal with the 3-1 pitch. Be on the inner side of the plate for strike 2. That'll run the count full. Burley looked like he was taken all the way there on that one. Davis winds and deals. That one's going to miss inside. It's going to be ball 4. The second walk surrendered here for Brady Davis. He's yet to give up a hit, but you've had 2 base runners on now if you're Fulton in as many innings with the 2 walks. That'll bring Koblenz to the plate. Koblenz batting from the right side, wearing number 17. He's actually got a different helmet out there. Kind of has that light blue, Carolina blue helmet. Kind of contrast to the jersey. He steps in on the right side at the back of the batter's box and gets ready to go. Here comes the first pitch of the at-bat from Brady Davis. It's going to hit the outside corner for a strike. And Walt McDonald is now over at first base after Hank McDonald is now behind the plate probably all day after Brody Collin went out with an injury. Check the runner over at first, diving back safely in time is Jennings Burley. And Burley, the catcher, still 1 out. He remains out there running. If there's 2 outs, probably see a pinch runner come in for him. Check the runner again, diving back safely is Burley. And when you're the catcher, you want to stay out there and run as much as you can to get as many runs as you can in, in the stats and whatnot. But when it's more important for the team for you to come out and be ready to go for that next inning, that's just the way baseball rolls. Softball a lot of times too. Here comes the 0-1. Woo, what a curveball right there. There was nothing Koblenz was going to be able to do with that one. So bust back over the middle part of the zone for strike two. Counting out 0-2 to Eli Koblenz, the right fielder, wearing number 17 for Fulton. Swing and a miss. Strike three. He goes down on 3 straight pitches. The third punch out already for Mr. Brady Davis. Gibby Jaxon now stepping to the plate for Fulton. Number 8 hitter playing first base, wears number 20 for the Pirates. Run around first base, 2 down here in the bottom of the second inning. Brady Davis, the lefty, winds and deals. First pitch is going to be outside, 1-0. If you're Earl Hartman, you're very, very conscious of every pitch in this game. You got 105 today from Davis, 105 from Zion, and 105 from Seiler if you need them. Ground ball shot back to the dugout. Some of the Fulton guys jumping out of the way. 1-1 now the count to Gibby Jaxon. Mentioned key to victory in our Woods Household pregame show. Get ahead early, and I think Davis should cruise. He's looking great right now. He's had that 10-minute delay or so. Has a steal in the bottom of the second inning. Here comes the 1-1. Big swing and a miss. Going to be a foul tip there, and that's actually a big deal because it would have allowed the runner to advance if it hadn't been a foul tip. Count now 1-2 to Gibby Jaxon. Kenton Taylor is on deck for Fulton. Then it's back to the top of the order. If you're Sacred Heart Academy, you do not want to see the top of the order here in the second inning. Davis checks that runner, winds and deals the 1-2. This one's going to be fouled out of play down the first baseline. Good job by Gibby Jaxon staying alive at the dish here. Davis checks that runner at first. Zings it in at home. It's going to be fouled off once again by Gibby Jaxon. Count will remain 1-2. We've got pitch number 6 of the at-bat upcoming here. And Brady Davis, the all-time wins leader for Sacred Heart Academy, on the mound here in the regional final versus the Fulton Pirates. The winner of this game takes on Portland St. Pat's. Swing and a miss. It's going to be in the dirt. McDonald's got to get the throw down to first quickly. He sends it to his younger brother for the out. That is out number 3. 2 strikeouts in the first, 2 strikeouts in the second for Brady Davis. That will get it done as another runner is stranded after the walk. We're headed to the top of the third inning. It's Hank McDonald. We'll see who's hitting for Brody Collin. I imagine it'll be Walt McDonald now in that number 6 spot here for the Irish as we come back with more baseball, championship baseball, right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. The Irish, the 4-0 lead.
Brad Malley Well Drilling has proudly served Mid-Michigan since the early 1990s. We are family-owned with 3 licensed drillers and over 100 years of experience. We specialize in 5-inch PVC water wells and systems ranging from 2 to 12 inches. Every well we do includes a 5-year warranty and 1-year parts and labor guarantee. We are available 24/7, and you'll always talk to a real person. Call Brad Malley Well Drilling today for a free estimate. Trusted service, generation after generation.
Clark Modular Homes in Mount Pleasant are a one-stop shop from the buy, the build, and beyond with their fantastic service department. Stop in to see their selection and purchase options today on Pickard Road or visit them online at modularhomesbyclark.com. Clark Modular Homes, supporting Mid-Michigan youth in and out of the classroom.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back inside our Barberry Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. Top of the third inning, Sacred Heart Academy leads it 4-0. Regional Championship Baseball, 34-4, Sacred Heart Academy versus 26-6 Fulton. The other team in this regional semifinal/quarterfinal is the Portland St. Pat's. They have already secured a regional title and now will play in the state quarterfinal, the right to go to Michigan State University next week. Hank McDonald at the plate. Takes that first one. It's going to be over for a strike. Hank McDonald's first plate appearance had a 2 RBI triple. Lines this one up the middle. Tough play at second base, but it's made by Krall over to first. It's going to be too high as it sails over. That's going to allow Hank McDonald to move up to second base. So we'll give him the single, but he moves up to second base on the error. A leadoff double essentially now for Sacred Heart Academy. Can you get one more run across here for Brady Davis? He's going to feel really, really good. Walt McDonald is now hitting in this situation for Sacred Heart Academy. Hank McDonald will remain in and run as there is no outs. And they did rule that in error on the official box score here at Central Michigan University. I've got him with a single. Moving up to second on that error. Walt McDonald now stepping in, a chance to drive in his older brother from second base here. Swings at the first pitch, trying to drive him in. Nice movement right there from Sattler. McDonald kind of had the timing right, but just swinging at the wrong part of the plate there on that curveball. Stepping back into the box on the left side is Walt McDonald. Sattler checks that runner at second. Short lead for Hank McDonald. Here comes the pitch. Beyond the outside corner for strike two to Walt McDonald. Caleb Strauch is on deck. He walked his first time up and was stranded there at first base. Here comes the 0-2 to Walt McDonald. It's going to miss on the outside, 1-2. Trying to get McDonald chase on the outside there. Catcher, first baseman, outfielder Walt McDonald didn't go for it there. 4-0 Irish in front here. Big cut that time. Strike three. Second punch out of the ball game for Bryson Sattler as McDonald gets sat down. Hank McDonald remains at second base with just one out. Caleb Strauch heading to the dish now for Sacred Heart Academy. Strauch walked his first plate appearance. It was a full count. It also had fouled off a couple, too. It was a really great at-bat for Caleb Strauch. First pitch, low outside corner, strike call. 0-1. Sattler, the righty, checks that runner at second base. Is ready with the 0-1. Here it comes. Big cut that time from Strauch, swinging for the fences, but he can't catch up to the heat. 0-2 now. Jaxon Moore is on deck. He grounded out to first base in the first inning. Here comes the 0-2 from Strauch. He's going to put this one towards first base. It's going to get through for a base hit. They were holding that runner on second. They're going to send Hank McDonald home. No, he actually gets pulled back. He probably would have been able to score with the offline throw there, but you've now got runners on the corners for Sacred Heart Academy with just one out. That brings the freshman Jaxon Moore to the plate. But Jaxon Moore is not your normal freshman. He ended up starting at quarterback this fall for Sacred Heart Academy after Gator Seiler went down with an injury. This basketball season, he came off the bench to do some fantastic work for the Irish basketball team. So not your typical freshman out here that step into this plate. Runners on the corners, one out in the top of the third inning. Coming in to run for Caleb Strauch is going to be Maxim Boykin-Lynch. Lynch has got a ton of speed. He's playing out in right field in this game. You send one to the gap here if you're Jaxon Moore. It's not, Boykin-Lynch might have the speed to score. If it goes up against the wall, Boykin-Lynch is definitely scoring from first base. That's the type of speed he's got. Moore digs in on the right side. He's got the yellow bat. He waves over his back right shoulder. Here comes the pitch from Sattler. It's going to miss low, 1-0. I talked about in the pregame, getting a lead early, a big deal for Sacred Heart Academy. They jumped out to a 4-0 lead. If you're Fulton, you do not want to let this lead balloon here in the top of the third inning. Check the runner over at first base. Diving back is Moore. Check the runners. Here comes the throw. Runner going out towards second. It's a good throw. It's going to be in time for the out. Boykin-Lynch gets caught stealing. They didn't try and send the runner from third either with the old Brad Ancliffe, like I call it. Anytime Ancliffe's got those runners on the corners, he tells that fall down in between. Do whatever you got to do. Just get that run in from third base. That wasn't the call there in the situation. So remaining at third now with two outs is Hank McDonald as Moore digs back in. 1-1 the count. That'll miss low. 2-1. On deck is Nico Vasquez. He struck out. It took 7 pitches for Sattler to get him down, but he was able to sit him down. This one smoked towards third base. Nice play by Parker Billings with the glove and the throw over to first in time for the out. Ground out to third base. Ends the threat there. Another runner left on base here for Sacred Heart Academy. As we head to the bottom of the third inning, they lead it 4-0, but Fulton maybe with a little bit of momentum going as they got out of that bit of a jam there with runners on the corners. It's Kenton Taylor, then back to the top of the order with Connor Cunningham coming up for Sacred Heart Academy. Take another break. Be back with more Irish Regional Championship Baseball right after this.
Value is not just a price. When you buy something for your home, it's an investment. Knowing that you're getting a great deal and service after the sale is priceless. At Woods Household, we only carry quality products for your home at competitive prices. Furniture that is attractive and durable. Comfortable mattresses that last for years. Flooring that stands up to wear and tear. These are all products that last by trusted name brands like FlexSteel, Serta, Whirlpool, and many more. So shop the Woods way.
Blockco Pools and Spas is Mid-Michigan's #1 pool and hot tub destination that will turn your old space into your #1 destination. From delivery of a full pool for the family to the relaxing hot tub for after work for mom and dad, Blockco Pools and Spas does it all. Stop by their showroom on Remus Road to check out their beautiful selection of hot tubs and learn how you can build the pool of your dreams.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back inside our Barbary Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. Also love to Gates Drilling and Service. Bill's Custom Fab, sponsor of the fabrication of the game. Right now, that's got to be the 2 RBI triple from Mr. Hank McDonald, as well as our Weber Brothers Sawmill Timber of the gameplay. J&J Auto Collision Report, all those accolades right now. Mr. Hank McDonald with that big smash back in the first inning to drive in 2 of the 4 runs for Sacred Heart Academy. Brady Davis, if you think about that Zaid Batchelder baller of the game, brought to you by Weefrich Financial. Got to start thinking about him as he struck out 4 through 2. He's also had a sacrifice RBI and walked at the plate as well. So a pretty solid start here for Mr. Davis. It's Kenton Taylor, then back to the top of the order for Fulton. You already trail it 4-0. You only got 7 innings of baseball when it comes to the high school action. Got to start thinking about something happening here. If you're Fulton, you go 1, 2, 3 here. You're going to not be... Could have a chance the top of the order might not be coming up until it's dire straits mode. Kenton Taylor fouls this one off. Wearing number 6, batting from the right side. Kind of a very closed stance towards the back of the box. He looks to drop down the bunt. It's going to be fouled off. 0-2 now the count. And Taylor, compared to most of the Fulton batters, doesn't look very comfortable up there at the plate as you see him kind of stand up there towards the back of that box. Waves that bat over the back right shoulder. Here comes the pitch from Davis. It's going to be inside Taylor, jumping out of the way of that one. 1-2 now the count. 4-0 Irish with the lead. We're here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's 9-1-2 due up. Brought to you by our friends Woods Household Appliance, Weefrich Financial, and Clark Modular Homes. Swing and a miss. It's another punch out for Brady Davis. Make it 5 the first time through the order. So as we go through the order the second time here in the 3rd and 4th, 5th possible inning, you're going to hear a familiar theme. Here comes Connor Cunningham. He struck out in his first plate appearance. That's something you're going to be hearing a lot. Well, half the time, at least, through the second part of the order. 4-0, Irish in front. Great curveball right there. Drops over the zone. Cunningham, nothing he could do with that one. That looks like it's going to sail towards the first base dugout and then just hooks back in the strike zone. Just an unbelievable pitch for Brady Davis, and he throws it again right there with efficiency. The count quickly 0-2 to Connor Cunningham. He went down on 3 pitches his first at-bat. A threat to have it happen to him again here possibly. This one's going to be smoked towards first base. Walt McDonald with the sliding catch over at first. Would have been able to make the play even if he didn't get it on the catch, but it would have been tough on that one hop because it would have been right in front of him. 2 quickly down here in the 3rd as Parker Billings steps to the plate. He walked on a full count his first plate appearance and was stranded at first base. Billings, one of the leaders of Fulton all sports superstar for the Pirates, I would say, similar to Gator Seiler. He is one of the leaders of this team. He knows how important this at-bat right here is. Even if you don't get a run right here, if you're Fulton Billings, you just want to get a knock on Brady Davis because you haven't hit him yet. You need to give some belief to the rest of your teammates. Here comes the 0-1 from Brady Davis. That one's going to actually almost go towards the first baseline. Watched Major League 2 last night. I'll make the joke just a bit outside. 1-1 now the count. That one slipped out of the hands of Brady Davis. Here comes the next one. One's going to be grounded up the middle. That's what I was talking about right there for Parker Billings. He gets the single. It's the first hit of the ball game here in the bottom of the third inning for Fulton. It comes with 2 outs with the number 3 hitter, Bryson Sattler, coming to the plate. He popped out to first base, his first plate appearance, and that was the play down the first baseline where there was a collision with Brody Collin and Hank McDonald that sent Collin out of this game. I don't know if Collin is still in the dugout or maybe had to go get some stitches. If he is tuning in, a big shout out to Brody Collin. Big part of this 34-4 Sacred Heart Academy season. What a year it's been for the Irish. Chance to win their first regional championship in a long time here. That's going to be over for a strike on the first pitch to Bryson Sattler on the high inside part of the strike zone. Sattler, the righty, digging in. And as we go through the lineup the second time, I'm trying to remember, I don't think I saw a single Fulton Pirate batting from the left side. Always tough to deal with those lefties when you're a righty and that curveball's breaking in on you. Here comes the 0-1. Check the runner again over at first base. And Parker Billings, the defensive lineman, probably has a chance, or offensive line, probably has a chance to play in college if you'd like to do so on the football level. But you see the respect Brady Davis has for his speed as well as he checks him a couple times. This one's going to be fouled off. The count is now 0-2 to Bryson Sattler. 2 down. Bottom of the third inning. Irish lead at 4-0 over Fulton here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. If the Irish win, they will play in the championship game pretty much right after this one. We will probably have to shut off our broadcast so I can switch to the iPads or whatever, as that's how everything is controlled. And so I'll have to shut things down real quick, because the last thing I would want is to be live in the second game and have things die on us or something like that. That'd be no good. But as we get closer towards the end of this one, we'll keep you in tune on what is going to be happening. And score updates brought to you by Brad Malley Well Drilling, Malley Construction, and Clark Modular Homes. Shepherd falling to Gaylord 8-6. Beale City softball, or both these are softball. Beale City softball falling to Fowler 1-0. And there's another punch out and make it 6-3 for Brady Davis. 2 punch outs in the first, 2 punch outs in the second, 2 punch outs in the third. That's going to make it hard to get any type of momentum going if you are the Fulton Pirates. And looking at who we've got coming up here, it's Nico Vasquez, then back to the top of the order for Sacred Heart Academy as we start inning number 4. Keep the broadcast right here and thank our friends, the Maryland Chapman Memorial Fund, GNS Mechanical, hanging by a thread, Pier Plumbing, All Seasons Fireworks. I need to head out there and talk Dave and the crew and get myself some fireworks before that 250 is upon us for the 4th of July. Also love to WW Construction, Wes Wilson and the crew, The Diner, Block Electric Company, Brickner and Bunker, Farm Bureau Insurance Group, Dick Sola Auto Sales, Powell Frame and Collision and Shepherd, Bo Guabenga and Bradley, Martinez Lawn Care, Martinez Cleaning, and Martinez Painting, along with Mount Pleasant Public Schools being big sponsors of everything we do here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. 4-0 our score as we head to inning number 4. Nico Vasquez leading things off for Sacred Heart Academy. He struck out his first plate appearance. It was a really productive at-bat, though, as it took 7 pitches for Sattler to sit down Vasquez. Irish lead at 4-0. See that scoreboard? It has them with 4 hits. Scoreboard also says 3 errors out there for Fulton as well. This one lined towards second. It's not going to be an easy play. Sattler covering for first. He had to come off the bag, so he's safe. The throw was a bit high as Sattler looked to cover, and it looked like a really good fundamental play from Fulton to start. You had the first baseman that had to go get it, the pitcher coming over to cover. The throw was just a bit too high. Sattler had to jump to get it, which allowed Vasquez to put his foot on first base before Sattler came down with it. Leadoff hitter on here in the 4th for Sacred Heart Academy, and that one is counted as an infield hit. Zion looks down to drop down the bunt. It's right down the first baseline. He's going to be safe as well as he beats it out. What a bunt there from Zion. The bunt single moves up the runner. There surely would have only been a play at second base, but having to come off the bag was Gibby Jaxon, and you didn't have time to cover from first base if you're Sattler with the speed of Zion. The 2 leadoff runners on in the 4th inning here. Tegan Duffy stepping to the plate. If the Irish put up a crooked number here with the way Brady Davis has got it going on the bump, it's going to be tough for Fulton. Duffy looks to drop down to bunts. Down the third baseline, they look to get the lead runner. They're able to. And so a fielder's choice there for Duffy. Out trying to go to third is Nico Vasquez. Moving up to second base is going to be Noah Zion. And that'll bring Brady Davis to the plate with runners on first and second base for Sacred Heart Academy. Sacrifice RBI, Brady Davis' first time at the plate. He walked his second time at the plate and was stranded at first base back in the second inning. 4-0 Irish with the lead. One down here in the top of the fourth inning. Runners on first and second base for the lefty Brady Davis as he digs in on the left side, waving kind of a highlighter colored bat over the back left shoulder. Stepping off the bag for a moment here is Sattler. Wants to regain his thoughts. Digging back in at the plate is the lefty Brady Davis. That one's going to miss high, 1-0. A lot of speed out there still with Duffy and Zion, and Gapper will definitely score them both. This one's going to be put in play down the left field line. It's going to get down for a hit. Zion's going to come in and score, and as it goes to the corner, rounding second, coming in from third is Tegan Duffy. The throw will not be in time. It's a 2 RBI double for Brady Davis as the Irish have opened this one up a bit more here in inning number 4. They lead it 6-0 as Davis now has 3 RBI in the Spockman box score. He's also killing it on the mound as well as we think about that OE for Rich Financial. Zayda Batchelder, baller of the game. Coach now heading out onto the mound for Fulton. It looks like we will have a pitching change. So with that pitching change, it will allow us to step away for a moment here and take a break to hear from our great sponsors. When you think about doing business in the Mid-Michigan area, think about those people supporting the Mid-Michigan Sports Network, thus supporting these youngsters out there. Back with more Irish Championship Baseball right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. We've Rich Financial knows it can be incredibly overwhelming to navigate the world of financial planning. With trusted guidance and easy-to-understand advice, you can feel comfortable in your financial future with Weefridge Financial. Weefridge Financial assists people in all stages of life with a specialization in retirement and investment planning. Experience the power of working with an advisor dedicated to your success. Visit weefridgefinancial.com. Visit them in downtown Mount Pleasant. Call or text 989-953-7888. Weefridge Financial, member SIPC. The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, open every day but Sunday for lunch and dinner. Delicious pizza, the world-famous Bird Burger, handcrafted, fresh-baked subs, many apps, and much more. There's something for everyone at The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, where friends gather like family. The Bird, supporting high school sports in mid-Michigan for nearly 100 years.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Parker Billings now on the mound for the Fulton Pirates as it's 6-0 here in the top of the fourth inning. Sacred Heart Academy with the lead. Our 2 Bills custom fabrications of the game at the plate. Also say, J&J Auto Collision Report, Weber Brothers Sawmill Timber, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply drill type stuff. You've got a 2 RBI triple from Hank McDonald and a 2 RBI double from Brady Davis. Brady Davis sent his down the left field line. It scurried into the corner, made it a really, really tough play and a long way to run for Taylor, which allowed those 2 runs to come in. The double from Hank McDonald was smoked out to, was it left center, right center wall, hit up against the wall. 4 runs batted in from Brady Davis and Hank McDonald on 2 hits. Brady Davis also has a sacrifice RBI as well. Seiler stepping to the plate. He singled, scored a run, and reached base via a fielder's choice. I guess that fielder's choice ended the inning in the second as well, so he didn't reach base. That one's going to bounce up there. That's going to allow Brady Davis to move up to third base. And that's what's tough. Your Parker Billings, talk about a tough situation to come in. Hey, we're down 6-0 going against an elite pitcher. You can't give up anything. 1 out here in the fourth. Seiler digs back in. Now a runner at third base. And it does look like we got Jack McConnell pinch running for Brady Davis. That one's going to be inside 2-0 now, the count to Nate Seiler. Seiler steps back out, steps back in. Righty digs in at the back of the batter's box. Here comes the pitch from Billings. That's going to be over for a strike, 2-1. I think Seiler was taken all the way there until he saw a strike from Billings. Hank McDonald is on deck. What a day he's had. 2 for 2 with a 2 RBI triple and a single. Here comes the 2-1 to Seiler. That one's right down Broadway for a strike. 2-2 now the count to Nate Gator Seiler. 6-0 the score. Seiler digs back in on the right side. Billings has the sign from home plate. He winds and deals. This one's going to be put into play. It's going to get down just behind second base for a single. Jack McConnell's going to come in to score on the RBI rip from Gator Seiler. And it's now 7-0 Sacred Heart Academy. And with the way things are going, now you start to wonder, 5 innings, 10 runs, could the Irish possibly get to that number? And with the way Fulton plays defense, it's going to be tough to get there. But boy, right now, they are hammering the baseball, are the Irish. And that brings Hammer and Hank McDonald to the plate. Yeah, I just did that there. I think he deserves it when you say he is the single-season all-time RBI leader for Sacred Heart Academy. He's adding to that total, probably nearing that 70 mark now at this point. Whew. Here comes the 1-0. This one's blasted out towards left field. Base hit for Hank McDonald. Seiler's going to have to hold up at second as it was a good throw in from Mr. Taylor out in left field. But we've gone single, bunt single, fielder's choice, 2 RBI double, RBI single, single here in this 4th inning for Sacred Heart Academy. Their bats are booming as Walt McDonald steps to the plate. Hitting in the 6th spot where Brody Collins started the game before he went out with an injury. Collins grounded out to second base in his plate appearance, and Walt McDonald's last plate appearance, he went down on strikes. This one's going to be put in play towards first base. They look to get the double play. They get the first one at second. Sliding in safely at first is going to be Walt McDonald, so he will reach via fielder's choice. His older brother out trying to go to second base. I'm sure that's something Walt McDonald will have to hear about later. Caleb Strauch now stepping to the plate. Strauch has singled and walked in his 2 plate appearances. That runner at third base is Nate Seiler can drive him in here. Or if you be patient at the plate, maybe wait for some type of pass ball if you're Strauch as well. It looks like we will have a pinch runner coming in now for Seiler with those 2. No, actually, as I say that, Seiler just kind of steps away from third base to get a bit of a lead, not heading towards the dugout. 7-0 Sacred Heart Academy with the lead here in the top of the 4th inning. Runners at the corners with Caleb Strauch at the plate. 2 down. Strauch takes the first one. It's going to be low. 1-0. On deck is Jaxon Moore. He's grounded out to first and grounded out to third base, his 2 plate appearances. Behind them is Nico Vasquez, who actually led off this inning. That one's going to get away from the catcher. Seiler's going to come in and score on the pass ball. Moving up to second base is going to be Walt McDonald. It's now 8-0 Sacred Heart Academy here in the top of the 4th. They've got a 4 spot in the top of the 1st and a 4 spot here in the top of the 4th. 2-0 count to Caleb Strauch. You could say Strauch now represents that 10-run, that mercy rule run possibly here. And you don't expect to think about that in a regional final. This one's put sky high in the air. Shortstop coming in to make the play, and Beltnick will make the catch to end the inning. But 4 more come across for Sacred Heart Academy. They are now in cruise control, and in particular, Brady Davis has struck out 6 through 3. We'll see if he's back out on the bump, or maybe do you bring in Noah Zion at this point to try and save as many pitches as you can for Brady Davis and Gator Seiler for that second game that it looks like we're going to have with Portland St. Pat's. We're going to take another break here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. When we come back, we'll see if Davis is still on the mound for Sacred Heart Academy. Try and close the deal. Brought to you by our friends at Bryce Updegraff, Joe Wentworth, Praedom Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates.
Hi, I'm attorney Joe Barbary. Just like doctors specialize in areas of medicine, at Barbary Law, we specialize in getting you the best possible results. If you've been injured by someone else's negligence, you owe it to yourself and your family to call our legal team. At Barbary Law, we focus on one thing, and that's getting you the compensation you deserve. Every case we take personally.
My attorney is Joe Barbary, he can be yours too.
Well, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply is your one-stop shop for top quality products and procurement in the Michigan oil and gas industry. With over 45 years of experience and a strong commitment to customer satisfaction, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply delivers the best solutions for your oil and gas production, drilling, and service needs. If you need it, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply can get it. Visit them on Fancher Day or give them a call at 989-317-8582.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Coming to you live from our Barbary Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. Also loved to Gates Drilling and Service, Bill's Custom Fab, the Bird All-American Grill. The only place you'll ever find this guy post-gaming is the Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant. Was there for a bird burger. Gursky got some moon bread last night. Got Joe a bird burger. And so, see, we're headed back there this evening as well. Also love Bill's Custom Fab, Gates Drilling and Service. And as I mentioned, coming to you live from the Barbary Law Studios. Score updates brought to you by Brad Malley Well Drilling, Malley Construction, and Clark Modular Homes. Beal City falling 1-0 to Fowler in a pitcher's duel earlier today. Shepherd falling 8-6 in a hitter's duel earlier today up in Sault Ste. Marie. Last we knew, the Lady Wildcats of Everett were up in their game. We'll check that score again. Coach Gray and the Wildcat girls are 39-0 on the year. If things line up for me to cover them next week as our final softball team left, if it doesn't, coincide with any games with the Sacred Heart Academy boys, if they continue to be victorious, we will jump on that bandwagon. And it is going to be a 2 p.m. first pitch with Everett and Standish Sterling Central. What a game that's going to be for a regional championship. Again, going into that game, Everett is now 40-0 on the season. So right now, a little bit of time being taken here in between the innings as Coach Hartman is getting a couple substitutions out there, it appears. Again, a plan here at the end. Actually, I'll kind of scroll down, see what that battery's at here on the iPad. We're still at 71%, so still looking pretty good, but want to try and stay live here, but everything's controlled through an iPad. And say if things start to die down a little bit, I do have a feeling that our second game with Portland St. Pat's and Sacred Heart, I think it's going to be a pretty clean played game, probably a pretty quick working game. Probably not as quick as Fowler and Beal City earlier today. A 1-0 victory for Fowler, knocking off the Lady Aggies. A game that was about an under hour, like real time, game time. And still some conversations being had right now. Getting ready to step into the batter's box is Robert Krell. It does look like Coach McDonald is calling everybody in now as well. And I think we are going to have possibly a new pitcher coming into the game. Again, waiting to see exactly what the situation is here. Boykin Lynch coming out of the game. Strauch coming into the game. Montrose coming into the game. And still everybody gathered around the pitcher's mound right now. Still waiting to see exactly what's happening as Earl Hartman kind of points out towards center field. Brady Davis will remain on the mound. It looks like Caleb Strauch is coming in to play first base. Walt McDonald is going to move out to right field here in this situation. I reset things a bit here for the Irish defensively. All right, here we go. Bottom of the fourth inning. Robert Krall stepping to the plate. Krall in his first plate appearance went down via punch-out versus Brady Davis. First pitch, that breaking ball is going to hit the outside corner for strike one. His breaking ball has been elite here today. The only time it hasn't been called a strike is when it stayed a bit high, but none of the Fulton Pirates are really even taking swings at the curveball from the lefty Davis. This one's going to be a fastball inside 1-0. 1-1. Davis gets it back. Krall steps back in. No runners on, so Davis doesn't have to check. Now stepping out at the plate is Krall to reset things here. 8-0 Sacred Heart Academy with the lead here into the bottom of the fourth inning. That curveball is going to stay outside. Next pitch, this one's going to be smoked towards second base. Nice play out there from Jaxon Moore, over in time for the out. And Brady Davis, that was just pitch number 49, I believe, right there on the ground out to Robert Crawl. So he's still got a ways to go if he wants to finish this game and still possibly be available in game number 2 as well. And they've got all their pitchers available today, but the top 3, you've got 1A and 1B with Brady Davis and Nate Gator-Seiler, and then you've got a really good number 3 in Noah Zion. 8-0 score. Here comes the pitch. That's going to be on the outside corner to Lincoln Beltnick. We're in the 4th inning. Davis has struck out a pair in each of the first 3 innings. Working with an 8-0 lead. He didn't step out onto the bump until he was up 4-0. He's been pitching with that type of confidence all the way through. That one just misses low. 1-1 now the count. That one's going to miss high. 2-1. Lincoln Beltnick at the plate. Jennings Burley due up next for Fowler. Davis is going to bounce that one up there. 3-1 now the count. Eli Kolblentz is on deck, in the hole after Jennings Burley. That's who's a due up, brought to you by our friends Brad Malley Weldering, Malley Construction, and Clark Modular Homes. Davis winding and dealing with the 3-1. It's going to stay high. So that's going to be the 3rd walk surrendered by Brady Davis so far. Just 1 hit in this ball game for Fulton. As I look, he had 1 runner in the first, 1 runner in the second, 1 runner in the third. Now 1 runner here in the 4th. Fulton got a feeling you just got to get a second guy on base here. They've only had 1 runner on base each inning, and it hasn't really mattered because Davis has shut it down with the strikeout. Davis misses high there on that one, 1-0 the count. Lefty Davis, quick throw over to first base. Diving back in time is Lincoln Beltnick. Strouk tosses it back to him. Strouk, the senior first baseman, holding that runner on, which leaves a big hole in between first and second base. That one's going to hit the outside part of the corner. Nice job painting there on that one from Brady Davis. 1-1 the count to Jennings Burley. Davis has that left foot on the rubber, checks that runner, throws it over to first base. Back easily is Mr. Beltnick. Davis has the baseball back. Checks the runner again over at first base. It is a big lead over there for Beltnick. And he will go swing and a miss as the ball was a curveball. That was a great pitch to run on right there. If you are Mr. Beltnick, he'll take second base. So that's why Brady Davis wanted to keep him close right there. Knew as soon as he threw that curveball, that runner was going to be going. It was a great jump out there. And I don't mind Hank McDonald not even throwing it. Just kind of eating that one right there, letting him take second base. Davis checks the runner. Here comes the 1-2. Curveball, strike 3 as he mows down another. Make it 7 punch-outs now through 3 2/3 for Mr. Brady Davis. That'll bring Eli Kolblentz to the plate. And his first at-plate appearance, he struck out on 3 pitches from Brady Davis. Davis checks that runner at second base, gets ready to wind and deal. Now he steps out, looks to check that runner at second. Davis stepping back in. Now we'll step off, kind of reset things with Hank McDonald at home plate. We've got a second game coming up if the Irish hang on to win here. Portland St. Pat's knocked off Maple City Glen Lake to move to the regional final. That pitch is going to be over for a strike to Kolblentz. Steps out, steps back in. Davis actually stepping off the rubber once again. And one thing, Davis stepping off the rubber, throwing those over to first base. With that runner on, he wants to make sure he doesn't get called for a balk. And so anytime he starts moving, I think that's why he sees so many throws over to first base from him. Here comes the 0-1. Check swing there, holding off barely as Kolblentz. It'll be 1-1. It's a great pitch there from Brady Davis. Kolblentz wanted to go after it, held off at the very, very last second. Big number 17. Eli Koblenz digs back in on the right side. Playing in right field in this one for Fulton. It's 8-0 Sacred Heart Academy with the lead. Runner on second base with 2 down in the bottom of the fourth inning for Fulton. Curveball way out in front was Koblenz. When Davis is locating that curveball and he's got that fastball zipping by you as well, man, he is tough to handle. He's already struck out 7 through 3 2/3. Looking for his 8th strikeout victim here. Koblenz is going to call time at the plate and step out. If you're Fulton, you got that runner at second base here in the bottom of the fourth inning. You absolutely have to get him in here in this situation. So I don't mind Koblenz calling a timeout, giving himself an extra couple seconds to make sure he's ready to go. Davis winds and deals. It's going to be fouled off down the first baseline. Great job staying alive there by Koblenz. So Brady Davis on the mound. He's the all-time wins leader for the Irish. You think about some of the great pitchers they've had in their past. Whew. Right up there with every single one of them. Koblenz will now step out again here. Davis checks that runner at second. Now throws it back. Ooh, great move back there. Him and Seiler almost combining for the pickoff right there as Seiler went behind the runner at second base. But just back in time, barely, was Krall. Or pardon me, Belnick. Here comes the 1-2. Strike 3. Make it another 2 punch-outs in the fourth for Brady Davis. He has struck out 8 through 4. What a performance from the senior. You add what he's done at the plate, 2 RBI double, sacrifice RBI and a walk. It's a pretty darn solid day for Mr. Brady Davis. The Irish put up a couple runs here in the fifth. They could close it out in 5. Gonna take another break to hear from some of our friends. Back with more Irish Championship Baseball right after this.
Hi, I'm attorney Joe Barbary. Just like doctors specialize in areas of medicine, at Barbary Law, we specialize in getting you the best possible results. If you've been injured by someone else's negligence, you owe it to yourself and your family to call our legal team. At Barbary Law, we focus on one thing, and that's getting you the compensation you deserve. Every case we take personally.
My attorney is Joe Barbary. He can be yours too.
Mumford Oil and Gas Supply is your one-stop shop for top quality products and procurement in the Michigan oil and gas industry. With over 45 years of experience and a strong commitment to customer satisfaction, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply delivers the best solutions for your oil and gas production, drilling, and service needs. If you need it, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply can get it. Visit them on Fancher Day or give them a call at 989-317-8582.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Jaxon Moore stepping to the dish for Sacred Heart Academy. With Nico Vasquez and Noah Zion. That's Due Up, brought to you by our friends, Weefridge Financial, Clark Modular Homes, Bird All-American Grill, and Bill's Custom Fab. Bill's Custom Fab fabrication of the game. In this one, you got to go back to that first inning on the 2 RBI triple from Mr. Hank McDonald. Also one of the 8 ring-ups as well for Brady Davis could also be in the running for our Bill's Custom Fab, a fabrication of the game. And that Weefridge Financial Zaid Batchelder, baller of the game. Right now, it's looking all like Mr. Davis. He has been impressive. Both of those missed to Jaxon Moore, 2-0 the count. The Irish put up a crooked number here. They could end this one in 5 innings. Here comes the 2-0. That's going to be on the low part of the zone to Jaxon Moore. Moore 0 for 2 on the day with a ground out to first base and a ground out to third base in this one. Steps back in, the count 2-1. Here comes the pitch from Parker Billings. Moore shows bunt, pulls it back. It's going to be ball 3, I believe. It's tough to call when he pulls back that bunt and waiting to see the umpire here. And Brenton Scobie, McLean, the crew on the scoreboard, and the PA doing a fantastic job here. Tennyson Stadium on the campus of Central Michigan University for Mount Pleasant High School. That one's going to be over for a strike. 2-2 now the count. Or 3-2, it will be full. Moore looking to get leadoff runner on again here for Sacred Heart Academy. He's going to pop this one up beyond second base. Tough play going to the outfield, but it will be ball dropped over there by Krall. So again, the Spockman box score is going to rule that a single, but as I look up there, that is error number 4 on Fulton. And we get in these type of games, whoo boy, 4 errors. And I don't know why, I don't want to say it's good for 4 runs, but I'll joke it's good for 2 runs. And this could be a 6-0 game instead of an 8-0 game. Nico Vasquez now stepping to the dish, 1 for 2 on the day. Singled and scored a run his last time up in the 4th inning. Watch out for him to possibly drop down a bunt here. As he does try and drop it down, it'll go foul down the first baseline. Vasquez looking down the third baseline to Coach Hartman for the sign. Again, Portland St. Pat's just checking things out, just scouting now, getting ready for this second game. Probably trying to find a spot in some shade. Here comes the 0-1 from Parker Billings. Vasquez shows bunting once again. It goes by him out of the catcher's glove, but he may have gotten a piece of it, so that's not going to allow Moore to try and take second base. Count now 0-2. That'll take the bunt out of play here for Nico Vasquez. Actually, showing 2-1 on the scoreboard, but I'm going to trust my 0-2 here on this one. Vasquez digs back in. Parker Billings shakes off one sign. Now checks that runner, Jaxon Moore, over at first. Here comes the pitch. That'll ring him up for strike 3. That's the first punch out for Billings, the 3rd of the game so far for Fulton. And that'll take us back to the top of the order with Noah Zion. Zion has had a single, a bunt single. He scored 2 runs. He's also grounded out to short today. 2 for 3 on the day with a pair of runs scored for Noah Zion in this one. It's number 3, the leadoff hitter, digs in on the right side for Sacred Heart Academy. Jaxon Moore with a healthy lead over at first base. That one inside 1-0. I always joke with Brad Ancliffe. You hear their bench yell, "Wear it" sometimes. That's one of those you would not have heard him yelling to wear that one, as that one probably would have caught Zion in the dome there. Comes the 1-0 pitch to Zion. Jaxon Moore is going. Here comes the throw out to second. It's going to sail over the second baseman's head. The second time today we've had really good play from Cunningham in center field coming in to back up that throw. If he stays out there by that flying C, Jaxon Moore is definitely moving up to third base. 2-0 now the count to Noah Zion. 8-0 here in the top of the 5th inning. The Irish put up a crooked number here. Fulton will be down to their last 3 outs, and that's also going to miss. 3-0 the count to Noah Zion. You do not want to put 2 guys on with Tegan Duffy and Brady Davis coming up in this situation. That's going to miss. It's ball 4. So 2 runners on, 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. The Irish looking to close the deal here in the 5th inning. Brought to you by our friends Bryce Updegraff, Joe Whitworth, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates. For having trouble closing the deal, whether you're buying or selling a property, you need to give Joe and Bryce a call, and they will make it happen. Duffy digs in, 1 out. Top of the 5th inning, 8-0 Sacred Heart Academy with the lead. Runners at first and second for the Irish. You could say that potential mercy run at first base right now for Sacred Heart. And I feel safe saying that with the way Brady Davis has pitched in this one. Here comes the 1-0 from Parker Billings. That's going to be over for a strike on the outside part of the zone, 1-1. Davis on the day is 2 for 3. Single, and also reached via fielder's choice. So been on base all 3 times, with the last one, lead runner got out in front of him. Check swing there. It's going to be in the dirt. It's going to allow the runner to move up to third base. Staying at first base is Noah Zion, but some great base running right there from Jaxon Moore. He stole second, now goes to third on not necessarily a pass ball, but one in the dirt. Got away from the catcher for a moment. Now 2-1 as Tegan Duffy steps back in. He hits one of the gap here. Noah Zion's definitely scoring for first base. Billings got to do everything he can to try and hold down the Irish now in this situation, as it's looking like it possibly mercy time. That runner will go to second. I'll throw also gets away from the catcher. Zion's going to speed into third base. That's why they call him the Flying Z. Going from first to third on the pass ball. Moore coming in to score. It's now 9-0. Sacred Heart Academy with the lead. And now if you're Tegan Duffy, everything changes for you here. You put the ball in play, you're probably getting that 10th run in from third base. Siegel flying over the field here at Tennyson Stadium. Here comes the 3-1. Davis does smoke this one out towards left field. It's going to be over the head of the left fielder. Coming in to score the 10th run is Noah Zion. Gliding around second into third with the RBI triple is Tegan Duffy. What a day for the Bats for the Irish, as they've now got a 10 spot on the board. 4 in the first, 4 in the fourth, 2 more here in the fifth to put them up 10-0. A chance to close this one out in 5 with a mercy into the regional final. I mentioned the pregame, get up early. Don't let Fulton get any confidence. This Irish team has done exactly that throughout this entire game. Now Brady Davis steps to the dish with a runner at third base. Davis on the day, sacrifice RBI, a walk, and a 2 RBI double. He's also struck out 8 through 4. Here comes the 1-0 from Billings. That's going to miss. 2-0. As I continue to check the battery here, we're at 65%. So this game does end in 5. It's going to be our best bet to shut everything down real quick. It'll be a very brief Bird All-American Grill post-game show. And then we will come back on pretty much as soon as it lets us schedule another broadcast. Probably be about 15 minutes or so. Here comes the 2-1 from Billings. That's going to be on the inside corner for a strike now. 2-2 to Brady Davis. At third base is Tegan Duffy after the RBI triple moments ago. 10-0 Irish lead it here in the fifth. That one's going to be outside. 3-2 now the count. Seiler on deck. He'd love to get an opportunity with runners at the corners here. Here comes the 3-2. Davis swinging a miss. He's going to go down on the punch-out. No, actually, it's going to be a foul tip. I was kind of wondering why Davis is grabbing the baseball to hand it back to the catcher. Foul tip that one. He will stay alive like the Bee Gees. 3-2 remains the count. We've got pitch number 7 of the at-bat upcoming here for Brady Davis. The Irish lead at 10-0 here in the top of the fifth inning. Chance to close the deal in the bottom of the fifth. Brought to you by Bryce Updegraff and Joe Wentworth. That's going to miss outside. Ball 4. Now runners at the corners for Gator Seiler. And if you're Fulton, there's part of it thinking, well, they're up 10-0. They got a chance for the mercy, but they're not going to stop scoring runs. You're still going to have to get these guys out. Still just 1 down here in the top of the fifth inning. Already 2 across for Sacred Heart Academy, and their cleanup hitter is at the plate with runners at the corners. Runner going from second. They want to make the throw out. It kind of comes out of the hands of the catcher. It might have ended up being better, though, as that run was ready to come in from third. Now 2 runners in scoring position here for Seiler. And Davis still is out there running for the Irish. Jack McConnell not in, pinch running for him with just the 1 out. Parker Billings checks the runners, winds and deals. It's going to be over the head of Seiler. He's got to duck out of the way. 1-1, and now the count to the big righty. Playing shortstop in this one. He will most likely be starting a game 2 for Sacred Heart Academy. Here comes a pitch from Billings. That's also going to be inside. 2-1. Billings starting to struggle out there a little bit. You can't blame him with the situation he's in. It's tough. When he came in, it was a tough situation. Seiler awaits the 2-1. Big cut that time. Swinging for the fences with Seiler. He swings through it. It's now 2-2. Hank McDonald on deck. He's 3 for 3 on the day with a pair of RBI and 1 run score. Here comes a 2-2 to Seiler. He's going to send this one down the third baseline, but it's foul. Count will remain 2-2. Still just 1 out here. 2 runs already across on the top of the fifth inning for Sacred Heart Academy. They lead at 10-0 here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. The official scoreboard here has got 4 errors across for Fulton, along with those 10 hits for the Irish. Seiler steps back in, ready for the 2-2. Parker Billings would love another punch out here. Here comes the 2-2. It's actually going to hit Seiler in the back. And that's going to load up the bases for Hank McDonald, who's 3 for 3 on the day. He's probably got our J&J Auto collision report of the day, too, with his 2 RBI triple back in the first inning that almost bounced over the wall in between the 375-400 mark here. Bases loaded, 1 out. Top of the 5th inning, Irish already lead it 10-0. Hank McDonald check swing there. It gets away from the catcher. Coming in to score from third is going to be Mr. Tegan Duffy. So we had the RBI triple, comes around to score his second run of the game. Now he's 3 for 4 on the day. Brady Davis moves up to third base after the walk, and moving up to second base after the hit by pitch is Nate Seiler. It's now 11-0 Sacred Heart Academy, and this one really getting away from the Fulton Pirates now. That's going to be outside 2-0. And now if you're the Irish, again, do you think about saving Brady Davis? And as I look, I do see somebody warming up out there in the bullpen for Sacred Heart Academy to come in the bottom of the 5th, try and close the deal for Brady Davis and the crew. That one's going to miss low. 3-0 now the count to Hank McDonald. See if McDonald's got the green light here, if he's just going to let this one go by. He does let it go by, but it's ball 4 anyway. The bases are loaded again. That is now 3 consecutive walks and 4 walks in the inning here for Parker Billings as Hank McDonald reaches base for his 4th time today, and it looks like we're going to have a pitching change as well. Tell you what, we're going to take a little bit of a break as well here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network as Fulton brings in a new pitcher to try and close out this inning. The Irish bats are a-booming. They lead at 11-0 here in the 5th inning on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Back with more right after this. Weber Brothers Sawmill has been in the sawmill and logging business since 1950. Weber Brothers Sawmill buys standing timber and logs all over central and northern Michigan with National Hardwood Lumber Association certification. You can be assured of a professional job, from the marking and cruising of your woods through the harvest. Weber Brothers Sawmill is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes.
J&J Auto in Wademan is Mid-Michigan's elite automotive repair shop. J&J Auto offers complete collision repair and mechanical repair. Stop by on Wademan Road or call them today at 989-644-8908. J&J Auto, proud supporters of high school student athletes. Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
And actually no pitching change out there. Billings will remain out there, but coach is coming out there giving a little positive. Hey, you're our guy. Let's go out here and try and get these last couple outs. The bases are loaded, full of Irish. There's still just 1 down here in the top of the 5th inning as Walt McDonald steps to the plate. Swinging away at the first pitch, 0-1 as he swings out front. Caleb Strauch is on deck, and then it'd be Jaxon Moore who led off this inning. The Irish almost batted around in the 4th. Now a chance to do it here in the 5th as well. 11-0 the score. Big cut that time for Hank McDonald as he can't catch up with the heat of Billings. Steps back in. Walt McDonald, the lefty, batting on the left side. Waves the bat over the back left shoulder. Here comes the 0-2. Just missing low for strike 3. If you're Billings, you want that call with the bases loaded and 1 out in this situation. Billings checks, winds, deals. That's going to be inside. 2-2 now the count to Walt McDonald. Walt McDonald digs back in. Here comes the 2-2. That's going to be high. 3-2. So Walt McDonald should see something down the plate here to swing at. For Billings, last thing you can do is walk in a run in this situation. Already trailing 11-0 down to your final 3 outs of the season. And that will miss for ball 4. That will walk in a run. Coming in to score is going to be Jack McConnell, who was in running for Brady Davis. Seiler's now at third. Hank McDonald's at second. Walt McDonald is at first. And that'll bring Caleb Strauch to the plate, who is the only Irish who hasn't batted in this inning. Unless he grounds into a double play, we will see the Irish bat around here in this one. Check swing at that first pitch. It's going to get away from the catcher, but a nice block there from behind the plate brought to you by our friends at Block Electric Company as Burley keeps that one in front to not allow Seiler to come in and score from third. Strout digs back in, 1-0. Here comes the pitch from Billings. That's going to be on the outside corner, 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 to Strout. Bases are loaded. Strout swinging for the fences on that one. Swings through it. 1-2 now the count to Caleb Strout. Again, on deck is Jaxon Moore, who's already singled and scored a run in this inning. He also stole a base out there as well. Here comes the 1-2. It's going to be popped up. Infield fly rule in effect here, but it's caught at first base by Gibby Jaxon anyway. So a pop up to first base. We'll have it being 2 out now here in the 5th inning as Jaxon Moore steps to the plate for the second time here in this inning. Moore on the day is 1 for 3. Grounded out to first in the first inning. Grounded out to third in the third inning. Here in the 5th, he single scored a run. I blast this one out towards center field, but it's going to be right at Cunningham for the catch. And so he flies out to center field to end the inning. But 4 has been the number here for Sacred Heart Academy. 4 in the first, 4 in the fourth, 4 in the 5th. It's 12-0 Irish. We'll see who's coming in to close the deal for the Irish. Brought to you by Joe Wentworth, Bryce Updegraff, Brady Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates. It's Gibby Jaxon, Kenton Taylor, then back to the top of the order for Fulton to try and keep this game going in the 5th inning as the Irish look to close it out via a 10-run, 5-inning mercy rule. Back with the bottom of the 5th right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Mount Pleasant Automotive on Mission has been serving local auto shops and do-it-yourselfers since 1988. Mount Pleasant Automotive is locally owned and carries all the auto part, car care products, and auto maintenance supplies you will need. Visit them online at mtpleasantautomotive.com. Mount Pleasant Automotive, caring for our cars and our local student athletes. Konwinski Construction offers a full range of construction services on small and large projects. Konwinski Construction is a leader in the community and are proud to support those student athletes who will be leading our community tomorrow. Konwinski Construction on Gover Parkway, Mount Pleasant.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. It's Jaxon Moore in to close the deal for Sacred Heart Academy. Brought to you by Joe Wentworth, Bryce Updegraff. 8 strikeouts through 4 innings for Brady Davis at the plate. Let's see what the young man did as well. Sacrifice RBI in the first, walked and was stranded in the second. A 2 RBI double in the fourth. He walked in the 5th and came around to score. Unless something crazy happens, I feel pretty safe saying Mr. Brady Davis will be our Zeta Batchelder baller of the game. Brought to you by Weefrich Financial for this regional final. And the cool part about Moore coming out to close this out, you still got about 55 pitches or 50 pitches for Davis, and you still got 105 available from Noah Zion and Gator Seiler. So if you go 12 innings again like you did last year with Portland St. Pat's, you've got the pitching to go the distance. A little Field of Dreams reference there. Gibby Jaxon steps to the plate. Here comes the first pitch from Jaxon Moore. He's going to miss 1-0. And Jaxon Moore, the freshman coming in to close out this game, reminds me of when Brad Antcliffe, who I can see watching this game down the first baseline, brought in Blake Walcott to close out the state championship game. High fly ball towards center field. Duffy gathers underneath it to make the catch. Fly out to center field. Just 2 outs remaining here for the Fulton Pirates. And I did talk with Jason McIntyre, Brenton Scobie, are running things here from Mount Pleasant High School today. Looking at it there, this does get closed out here. We're still looking at around a 3 o'clock start. So we will shut off this broadcast for a few moments, but we'll be going back live again on Facebook and on YouTube with new broadcasts shortly after we go off the air here. Just going to give myself enough time to kind of set up another broadcast. Kenton Taylor now stepping to the plate. First pitch is going to miss here to the left fielder, the number 9 hitter for Fulton. He's going to take that one as well. 2-0 the count. And if you're Fulton, you need to score at least 3 runs here to send this game to the 6th inning. Here comes the 2-0. This one's going to be fouled over towards the first base dugout. Diving out of the way are some Fulton guys. 2-1 now the count. Jaxon Moore knows in this situation, he's got to go out here, throw some strikes, and that defense behind you is going to make those outs happen. Here comes a 2-1. That's going to be over for a strike. Great location right there from Jaxon Moore. over the plate, but really low, just at the knees, the lowest part of the strike zone. The righty Jaxon Moore winds, sets. Here comes the 2-2. Curveball is actually going to hit the batter. Actually, he's not stepping out of the way. That might have actually hit his bat back behind him. I'm not sure. It just missed him, but the way the ball stopped, it looked like it plunked him. But regardless, Tent Taylor remains at the plate. 2 strikes on him, 2-2 the count. Here comes the next pitch from Jaxon Moore. On the outside corner, strike 3. Fulton is down to their final out. It'll be the leadoff hitter, Connor Cunningham, who struck out in the first inning and lined out to first base in the third inning. The Irish with a chance to close the deal here. Brought to you by our friends Joe Wentworth, Bryce Updegraff, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates. And as I mentioned, we will end this broadcast after a very brief Bird All-American Grill postgame show if the Irish close it out here and come back with you for the championship game. Great curveball from Jaxon Moore, busting over the inside part of the zone for a strike to Connor Cunningham. Here comes the 0-1 from Moore. Just missing the outside part of the zone there, 1-1. Parker Billings has reached base both times. He's got the only hit of the ball game for Fulton in this one. Moore zings in the 1-1. Checking and holding off is Connor Cunningham. They're going to say that one just missed low. 2-1, and now the count to the speedy center fielder for Fulton. Down to their last out here. They need at least 3 runs to send this game to the 6th inning. Big cut that time from Cunningham, trying to swing for the fences. Doesn't need to do so in this situation. 2-2 now the count. Fulton down to their final strike. Jaxon Moore looking to close the deal. Here comes a 2-2. Curveball check swing actually hit the baseball, sending it foul. So we'll do the 2-2 again. Let's talk about the final nail in the coffin as well. Brought to you by our friends at Barry Funeral Home as Moore looks to finish this off here in the 5th. Here comes the 2-2. It's going to be put in play up the middle. Seiler charging, has it. Clean throw over to first in time for the out for your regional champion, Sacred Heart Academy Irish. But they've got another one ahead to look to move to the state semifinals, but you're at states if you get to the semis in baseball. Back to put a bow on this one right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Hey guys, it's Tanya from Clark Modular Homes. I'm here to talk to you today about who we are and what we do. Clark's opened in 1983 and has been centrally located right here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. We have one of the largest display centers with around 12 to 15 homes on display all year round. We have a fully experienced staff. We also have an in-house project manager who can pull our permits and coordinate our job from start to finish. We are proud to have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. We are our own contractor, making it a one-stop shop for you for your home building needs. As the owner would say, we can do it all.
Brad Malley Well Drilling has proudly served Mid-Michigan since the early 1990s. We are family-owned with 3 licensed drillers and over 100 years of experience. We specialize in 5-inch PVC water wells and systems ranging from 2 to 12 inches. Every well we do includes a 5-year warranty and 1-year parts and labor guarantee. We are available 24/7, and you'll always talk to a real person. Call Brad Malley Well Drilling today for a free estimate. Trusted service, generation after generation.
Weber Brothers Sawmill has been in the sawmill and logging business since 1950. Weber Brothers Sawmill buys standing timber and logs all over central and northern Michigan with National Hardwood Lumber Association certification. You can be assured of a professional job, from the marking and cruising of your woods through the harvest. Weber Brothers Sawmill is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes. Blockco Pools and Spas is Mid-Michigan's #1 pool and hot tub destination that will turn your old space into your #1 destination. From delivery of a full pool for the family to the relaxing hot tub for after work for mom and dad, Blockco Pools and Spas does it all. Stop by their showroom on Remus Road to check out their beautiful selection of hot tubs and learn how you can build the pool of your dreams.
J&J Auto in Wademan is Mid-Michigan's elite automotive repair shop. J&J Auto offers complete collision repair and mechanical repair. Stop by on Wademan Road or call them today at 989-644-8908. J&J Auto, proud supporters of high school student athletes.
Pure sportsmanship is the most important thing in high school sports. When it comes to your home or business, Pure Plumbing just might be the most important thing. If your plumbing isn't pure, don't worry, no one needs to see the other angle. For Pure Plumbing, call 989-644-8928 or visit mipureplumbing.com. Block Electric Company in Wademan has been powering Michigan for over 30 years. There's no job too big or too small for Block Electric Company, like an entire school or something simple at the home, like making sure the outdoor lighting, thermostat, or ceiling fan is installed professionally. Block Electric Company is a proud supporter of local schools and high school student athletes, learning skills in and out of the classroom to lead our communities tomorrow. Good luck to all student athletes from Block Electric Company, and go Aggies.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to the action on this Mid-Michigan Sports Network. They're out there doing some work on the field. 12-0 our final. Sacred Heart Academy, a mercy win in the state regional championship. 12-0 over Fulton. We have got the number 1, the number 2 team in the state in Division 4 ready to battle it out next in the state quarterfinal. Whoever wins this game is moving on to the States, down in East Lansing later next week. I don't know if it'll be a Thursday, Saturday game. I believe that would be what it is. Last thing to talk about, the accolades. J&J Auto Collision Report, Weber Brothers Sawmill, Timber of the game, Gates Drilling and Service, Drill of the game, Mufford Oil and Gas Supply, Drill of the game. Mr. Hank McDonald has 2 RBI triple in that first inning, just really opened things up. When you've got a pitcher like Brady Davis that heads out onto the mound winning 4-0 before he throws his first pitch, it's going to be a long, long day for the opposing hitters, and it was. He struck out 8 through 4, surrendered 1 hit. And then Mr. Jaxon Moore came in to close the deal. Brought to you by our friends Joe Wentworth, Bryce Updegraff, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman, and Associates. I'm ending this broadcast right now. I'm immediately going to my computer to start a new broadcast for YouTube, to start a new broadcast for Facebook, starting right around 2:50 for our state quarterfinal Division 4 game, Sacred Heart Academy versus Portland St. Pat's. This is going to be a good one. Last year, this game went 12 innings. We could have something similar here today. Chris Bachman sign off for a moment. Be back with you here in just a few for state quarterfinal baseball.